Some days the sun rises and you already have your plans for what you're going to do that day. But when you live alone and you're off work that day and you haven't made plans with anyone, the day just kind of holds surprises for you. This morning I woke up and it was absolutely beautiful. The sun was coming up, the moon was still in the sky. Um, just absolutely a stunning warm day. And I decided I was ready to cut my hair. So, when I first moved up here 2 years ago, my hair was almost down to my waist. And slowly over the last 2 years, I've been cutting it shorter and shorter. More of my life, especially my adult life, my hair has been short than long. And after a while, I'm able to keep myself clean and whatever without like a regular shower at the tiny house. But my hair was like the only thing that was bugging me. Like I was able to keep everything clean. And I was like, you know what? I'm so done with hair. I wear a hat almost every day anyway. And it was time for a fresh start. I'm in a new house, I have a different job. Everything was kind of shifting, and it was just time to cut away any old energies from my life and just kind of start completely fresh. So I did what I do in times like these of my life. This is like my, I don't know, 50th time shaving my head and got out some clippers and yeah, cut it all off. It was amazing. Normally, when I cut my own hair, I have a mirror and really good lighting, and I tried to take good care to do a good job. I was a hairdresser for almost 17 years as a career. And so I have a lot of experience cutting other people's hair, and I've been cutting my own hair for, I don't know, quite a while. So this morning it just dawned on me like I'm done. I'm ready to cut it off. I don't want hair anymore. It's a bother. It's annoying. I don't need it. And it's just causing anxiety for me. Like I don't want to make it look nice. I don't want to deal with it. And the best thing about having a shaved head is it's like hat season all the time. Like you put your hat on. And when you take it back off, your hair looks exactly the same as before you put it on. And being in a colder climate and my new job requires me to be in a like walk-in cooler in and out all day long. And so it's cold all the time. And I just got tired of like dealing with what my hair looks like when I take my hat off. So I decided that's it. I'm done. I'm cutting it. And so I grabbed my clippers, went out on the porch, enjoyed the cloudy day. The birds were chirping, the seagulls were going nuts. Behind me in that field, there's like a tractor that kept rolling by. I think it was preparing for the planting season. And I just, yeah, got rid of my hair. It felt amazing. Every time I get to a stage of my life where cutting my hair feels like the right thing to do, um, I never regret it. I'm always grateful that I did it. Um, I still have just a few tools left from my career. I got rid of most of my shears and clippers and hair cutting capes and all that kind of stuff. I gave them away to students that were coming out of beauty school when I retired, but I have a pretty nice set of clippers. It's not as anything as nice as when I was doing it professionally. And I still have a few little combs and whatnot. And here's the tractor behind me. I love that. So I just decided to grab the things that I had and get out there. I tried to keep myself from getting too terribly itchy. And yeah, with the seagulls around and the pines blowing in the breeze and my cape kind of floating all over the place, I was able to cut my hair just outside in nature, and it just felt like a baptism. Um, there's a lot of cultures in the world that believe that your hair holds on to prana or energy. And sometimes when you need a fresh start, you just got to like kind of cut everything off. There's a lot of spiritual traditions around the world as well that when you enter the priesthood or monkhood or begin to live an ascetic life or you've been through a certain rite of passage, you shave your head as a way of creating that feeling of fresh start and a symbol of your new life. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening for me right now. Um, I'm kind of living a dream that I've had for a really long time, but because of different life choices that I had made and commitments that I had made, um, I had to kind of put this part of my life off for a little while. But um, I'm no longer in a partnership. My child has grown and is off on their own now, so a lot of the responsibilities that I committed to are no longer responsibilities that I'm having to work with anymore. So, what to do with all that energy? start over, start a new life, new job, new place to live, new me, and just kind of letting go of some of the lingering energies and just kind of making this haircut not just a utilitarian thing where I don't have to worry about how it looks and, not worry about wearing hats and whatnot, but also like as a symbol to myself of the new life that I've started. Part of the reason that I wanted to live out here and live more simply and live alone is I wanted to spend more time seeking God, seeking the transcendent, seeking the inner experience, and rely a little bit less on external entertainment and external conversations, external opinions, and ideas about who I am, and really just sit with myself. And the act of cutting my hair here feels to me like um, cutting away distraction, releasing old karmas, getting a fresh start, and making that symbol to myself that this life is not something that I'm just idly, falling into. It's something I'm consciously choosing. Um, the other really nice thing about it is that with my new name, my new job, my new housing situation, just sort of my new season of life that I'm entering, um, cutting things down to their most basic essence was really important to me, simplifying my life in a lot of ways. I never have to worry about, what my hair looks like or when was the last time I shampooed it. Like, basically, as long as I can keep my body clean and my hair clean, doesn't require nearly as much water. Just like there's a lot of reasons why this haircut makes sense for me right now. Only part of it is the way that it looks or the way it might send a message about who I am or my identity. Feel sort of connected to the idea of asceticism, even though I'm not living anything like that. I have plenty of entertainments and I have a lot of personal belongings that a lot of ascetics would not have. They take a vow of poverty. And while I may be living more simply than other people, I certainly do not feel like I'm living in poverty. Interestingly, I feel less like I'm living in poverty than I did when I had bigger homes and more objects and more possessions and more things that I was committed to and working on. I feel more wealthy and more abundant now than I have in a long time. So I don't know, it's kind of fun to just sit out here and let stuff go. um, I don't know, there was something about it that was really healing to my soul. There was something about being outdoors. Normally, I've cut my hair inside, but I didn't want there to be hair all over the tiny house. So I thought, well, I'm just going to sit outside and do this outdoors and let the mess be outside. I often find around the property like animal bones and leftover fur and things from predator animals that I've eaten here on the land. When the first week I was here, I found an entire deer skeleton. So there's something about like leaving what I was ready to let go of or what I was shedding, just leaving that on the land to be reabsorbed and transmuted and transformed into something else. Maybe birds will use my hair for part of their nest, or maybe little animals will tuck my shed hair into their little burrows to help keep them warm over the winter or to create a little nest for their young. I like the idea of um, what I'm letting go of not being hated or despised or gotten rid of out of hatred or anything like that, but just letting things go to be reabsorbed, to be transformed, to be used for something else. Um, I don't know. There's something really self empowering too about when you do a haircut like this, where you're like, it's utilitarian and you're just shaving your head and making it easy and kind of adopting this other way of living, this more simple way of living. There's something really empowering about doing it yourself. I mean, I can understand maybe not wanting to do it yourself if you've never cut hair before or worried that it's going to be all uneven or whatever. But the truth is that when my hair is like this, I usually cut it like once every week or two. And I have a hat on like 90% of the time. So, I don't know. There was something about just sitting here. I mean, I did not have good lighting. I did not have a good mirror. You see me holding this little tiny hand mirror and just trying to shake all this hair off. The wind is blowing and, there's hair on everything. About, I don't know, a week or so after I cut my hair and just kind of let it fall on the land. I didn't have to sweep anything up or clean up afterwards. It was kind of awesome. But I had a friend come over and we were just walking the land together and just looking at different features of the land. And we had found what we thought was bear scat, but actually turned out to be deer scat. And she was like, "Ooh, what about this little tuft of hair right here? Like, what animal do you think this is?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a James animal. That's my hair." So, as much as it's windy this day, I think enough of my hair kind of got caught in the longer spring grass that it just kind of stayed in place for a while. Eventually, I picked up clumps of it and just sort of like dispersed it around the land because that felt like the right thing to do. And I didn't want to track it in on my feet when I went back into the house. But yeah, um, something really magical happened as I was cutting all of this away. I felt lighter and more purified, baptized, refreshed, and renewed.
Well, that feels better. Ugh, feels a lot better.